Shalom, shalom, shalom. What's going on? Shalom, 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 everybody. What's going on? Be jumping on here in just a second. Grab something real quick. Shalom, shalom. What's going on? Hope everybody doing well and doing great. Y'all doing all right? Y'all doing all right? Everybody good? Everybody good out there? Blessings to you. Blessings to you. Blessings to everybody. I hope everybody is heeding to making sure that they keep their areas clean, their hands clean and all that good stuff. Shalom, 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 shalom. We'll be having service on tomorrow. So blessings to everybody out there. Blessings to everybody out there. Blessings, blessings, blessings. I'm not going to be on here long, but I want to just talk about some things, kind of no different than some of the things that I've been speaking about throughout the years of those who've been following. Shalom, shalom, everybody. Shalom, shalom. Hope everybody got their food and got stuff like that, prepared. Each state is starting to pretty much lock down and things like that. So each state is kind of locking things down. And so blessings to you all. Not going to be on long. This is kind of something that I've always kind of touched on a little bit, but I want to kind of look at some things even more. Blessed to everybody. Grace, peace, and many blessings to all my brothers and sisters that's tuning in, Hebrews and Christians. Blessings to you all. I want to ask this question. And this question I want to ask is something that I want everyone to sincerely think about. And I want you all to sincerely answer the question. Okay. Do we have to expose them to teach the truth? It's the question that I want to ask. Y'all know I've been a brother who's been, I guess you would call bipartisan, or one who has chosen the kingdom side. And I have no problem with, calling out any side. I feel as though we all have issues and flaws that God is not pleased with when it comes to some of the things we do daily, that his grace covers us. There's things that ignorantly we do that grace covers us, and even some of us who do things willfully. But the question I want to ask is, do we have to expose someone? If we say that we teach the truth and we say that Yah is on our side, God is on our side, we say that we follow Christ. When we make that statement of following him, should everything of our being should mimic him? That's what I want to know. Blessings to my brother Elder Michael Holloway. Blessings to you. Shalom, brother. Should everything, all the way to our walk, our conversation, the things that we do, how we act, how we function, should it be to win someone on to preach the truth? Should it be based upon our exposing of others? And I ask this question because when I study Christ and how Christ walked, and many of you who study the four Gospels, if the Spirit is with you, and if heaven co-signs you, is the truth enough? What I mean is the gospel enough to where I don't have to say, look at what Elder Michael Holloway's doing. He's in error, he's wrong, and all of these certain things. Is my motive to win someone? Is it based upon how much I expose Elder Michael Holloway or Jason Brown? If that is my motive, to use them as a prop of tearing them down in the name of the gospel, then we have to seriously think about some things. Because when I view and I look at how Hamashiach walked, when I view and watch how Christ walked, his focus and his emphasis was not based upon what the Pharisees were doing, were not doing, or the errors in which they were teaching. Now, of course, there were teachable moments where he took the crowd and he took the disciples and said, hey, listen. Because his issue with the Pharisees wasn't so much of the doctrine. His issue with the Pharisees, you can read it in Matthew chapter 23. I'm not going to go to it. I got my Bible right here. But read it in Matthew chapter 23. His issue with the Pharisees was not so much on doctrine. His issues with the Pharisees was based upon the hypocrisy in which they did not follow the things that they were teaching. But his walk and his motive was not based upon how much he's going to expose the Pharisees, because he understood one thing, that his works, he understood his mission, he understood his purpose, and he understood that as long as heaven backs me, the truth will always be revealed. If you walk properly, it will expose people's errors. This is the problem that we have. If you want people to see the truth, your walk is greater than anything that you can say out of your mouth. And I just really I'm sitting back and I'm looking here, and I'm asking myself, and this is something that's on both sides. Is the true church, is true Israel actually walking the way Christ walked? This is what I'm at. I hear everybody's talking about, I follow Christ and Christ backs me and we got the truth. Everybody on both sides say they got the truth. Everybody on both sides say that the other side don't know what the truthness of the gospel is. Everybody on each side is arguing and trying to pull and persuade. The question I'm asking is, because when I look at the Pharisees and how they walked, much of their approach was based upon how much they can expose how Christ was not walking right. Come on, I need y'all. I hope people listen to what, I hope people hear what I'm saying. I hope both sides grasp and understand this. Shalom, sister, my beloved sister Bougie Mark. I need both of you to understand this. Who was the one always creeping around trying to watch what Christ was doing? Who was the only ones creeping around trying to make sure the disciples were doing, keeping the things of the elders and all this stuff? It was not the disciples. It was not John the Baptist. And it was not Christ Jesus. It wasn't any of those. They were not walking around trying to see what the Pharisees and Sadducees were not doing. They were too busy doing the work of heaven to be concerned about what somebody else not doing, how somebody else not walking, and if somebody else is actually living according to what they view and deem as incorrect or correct. I'm just trying, I'm really trying, when I look at the gospel, because everybody claims that they know the gospel. Everybody claims that they have the gospel down pat. Everybody claims that they know the history of the church fathers. Everybody claims that they know the history of the apostles and what they taught and their arguments and all of these things. But when I'm looking out, The Pharisees had scholarship. The Sadducees had scholarship. The Sanhedrin Council was knowledgeable. But I'm trying to understand something here. Those of us who are post-resurrection, I'm trying to get some clarity, and I'm looking over the landscape, and I'm trying to find the true believers. I'm like, yo, what? Forget all of this. Yo, I'm a Christian, and you got to say Jesus. You can't say Yeshua. You can't say Yahweh. I don't care about any of that stuff. Y'all already know from day one I told you I cared nothing about any of that stuff y'all talking about, okay? I don't care if you say Jesus. I don't care if you say Yeshua, Yahweh Shai. I don't care if you say Torah. I don't care if you say living holy. I don't care if you say grace, mercy. I don't care. I'm watching and seeing, are you talking like Christ? Are you walking like Christ? And are you teaching like Christ? That's all I want to know. That's all I'm looking for. That's all I'm trying to find, those who are actually doing the will. Not gangbangers, not clique setters, not all this other stuff. I'm just trying to figure it out. And the only way I can figure it out, I have to look and see, how did Christ walk? See, while everybody else want to study the miracles, while everybody else want to study all these other things, I'm studying actually his integrity. And I'm studying what did he say? How did he say it? The way did he walk? What made him be quiet? Absolutely, elder. I'm just trying to figure this out. I'm looking and I'm trying to, I'm like, wait a minute, hold on. It makes no sense. I'm sitting back and I'm looking, I'm like, yo, this is a mess. No wonder he said, look, I'm coming back for a church without spot or wrinkle. I'm coming back for a church. I'm looking over the landscape. And everybody's talking about, we gotta build a nation. We gotta build the church is dying. Let me tell you something. The people are the church, man. Stop it. Okay? Buildings and traditions and systems might be dying, but the people are not dying. The people who make up the ecclesia, the people who make up the church, okay, whether it was in the wilderness or it was post or New Testament or New Covenant or renewed covenant, however y'all want to flip it and twist it, okay? Those people are not looking to defend a sect. Okay, let's get that understood. They're not looking to defend a sect. They're looking to mimic and mirror the Christ as much as they can. Now, you want to talk about a true church? You want to talk about true Israel? They are walking, looking, and have the character of their Messiah. So you know what? I'm not spending my time worried about, oh, well, they over there, they're not saying the name the way I'm saying. Oh, they over there, they call themselves this. Or they over. I'm doing the same thing. I'm looking and examining how the Christ said, listen, if they are not teaching against us, if they're not saying that he's not Lord, if they're not saying that he hasn't come back, if they're not teaching anything against the gospel, then they're for us. I don't have time to wait. Those of us who actually follow the blueprint of Christ have no time to focus on tearing folks down, because the thing about it is that when you live according to this book, it exposes anything that's not of it anyway. This is why Christ didn't focus on trying to tear people down and expose people. Y'all wasting y'all. I'm like, y'all have no clue. Y'all know about him, but you don't know him. And this is the problem. This is the problem that we have. It's too many people that know about him and don't know him. And another thing is, there's too many people that know about him that he don't know them. Because if you are a true son and daughter of the Most High, you're going to mirror and blueprint his son. The blueprint has already been laid. How to walk, how to talk, and the things that you should be doing. And this is the problem. That's why I'm always talking to y'all about prayer. That's one thing that Hamashiach focused on. I'm talking about fasting. That's another thing that Christ focused on. I'm talking about loving. All these are growing spiritually. All these other things. And this is why I'm trying to get you to understand there's a difference between the Levitical priesthood and the Melchizedek priesthood. Many of y'all are so caught up and so focused and so under the Levitical priesthood that y'all don't even understand what's the difference between the Melchizedek priesthood and the Levitical priesthood. And that's the reason why y'all acting the way y'all acting. Because the blueprint that Christ brought was the Melchizedek priesthood. He ain't worried about and focused on all this stuff y'all focusing on. You don't have to tell. Let me say something. The Most High does a great job at killing and exposing and blessing. These are three things that he don't slack on. The three things that he does not slack on. What's going on, Pastor Maurice? Love you, man. Listen, the three things he don't slack on: exposing, killing, and blessing. He don't slip on that. He does not slip on exposing, killing, and blessing. And the problem is, I keep trying to tell y'all, man. I keep trying to tell y'all, the very people that y'all are trying to expose, let me tell you something. You better be glad that he haven't exposed the skeletons and the dirt that's on your shoes. Oh, it's some stuff that some of y'all doing. It's some stuff that's in some of y'all closet. It's some stuff that's on y'all shoes. If he exposed it, you'll be in trouble. You'll be in trouble. You would be in trouble if he exposed the stuff that y'all trying to expose other people for. This is why I'm telling you to be careful. He never taught his disciples to go out and expose anybody, because the Most High does a great job at that. God does a great job at exposing, blessing, and killing. But y'all think y'all God Jr. This is the problem. This is the problem. Y'all get a hold of this Bible, and y'all think y'all get a little knowledge, a small percentage of it, and now y'all think y'all God Jr. It's too many Christ Juniors running around here. That's the problem. It's too many Christ Juniors. It's only one that died. And I don't think that many of y'all would have died for any of us. I don't think so. Y'all would have made every excuse in the book. You know why? You know how I know that many of y'all who make all these excuses wouldn't have died for any of us? Because y'all make excuses about everything else. Y'all make excuses about going to church. You make excuses about fasting. And don't talk about let's have prayer service, because you make excuses about even coming to pray. But if somebody want to show you, let's get in these scripts. We got to get in these scripts. Let me show you these precepts. Let me get in this deep revelation. Let me show you all this stuff. You there. You there on time. You're showing up on time, because all you do is want the next revelation for yourself, or what you think is a revelation for yourself, so you can run off and people will revere you as God Jr. Oh, he knows so much. Oh, he got 20 PhDs and he's writing all these books and he's doing all this. Oh, he got fringes down to the floor, dragging. Oh man, you see how long his beard is and all this other stuff. All this other, that's all y'all care about. You really don't care about being a servant. That's why none of you don't serve. You want to be great? Christ already told you how to be great. The greatest amongst you must serve. The disciples tried that same foolishness about who wanted to be great. We don't have to run around here exposing anybody. You don't have to do it. Let's talk about the Acts church. Them folks in the Acts church. Listen. Let me tell y'all something, man. I tell all those who are here and a part of our congregation. Y'all know my favorite saying. Before you deal with Paul's letters, make sure that you study the book of Acts so you know what the church looked like. We do a thorough study. I told you we are an Acts-driven church. We do a thorough study of what the body, the ecclesia, the church, Israel is supposed to look like. We do a thorough study of that. You want to know what it's supposed to look like and what you're supposed to be doing, being a part of Acts. The problem is y'all want to know so much about Paul's letters to the point to where half of these folks, they don't even have an understanding of the Gospels and don't have an understanding of Acts. So, but yet you trying to get into all this, Paul. Let's stay out of Paul's letter till you get an understanding of what the book of Acts is about. And first, before you get to Acts, you need to make sure you get a thorough understanding of the four Gospels. Understand what the Gospels are about. You didn't understand that. All right, y'all. I kind of lost you a little bit. Let me move here so I don't lose you. So instead of worrying about whether or not she was born of a virgin and all this stuff, was she born of man, understand what the Gospels are about, man. Some of that stuff, a lot of that stuff is elementary anyway. Okay, a lot of that stuff is elementary. But we don't have to go around here and our whole premise of proving that we in the truth or proving that we know something by exposing somebody else. That is not the blueprint that Christ gave to his disciples who later became apostles. That was not the blueprint that they enforced and pushed the apostles in the Acts, in the book of Acts. That was not what it was. Paul's letters was not intended for you to just, your motive to be straight up pushing against exposing somebody. That's not what it's about. So brothers and sisters, I'm just saying, if you're going to say that you're following Hamashiach, if you're going to say you're following Christ, then we need to make sure, we need to examine others and yourself first. Am I actually walking as he walked? Am I actually teaching what he taught? Does my integrity line up with his? Does the things that I say out of my mouth, are those things that he would say? Or am I just trying to prove how much I know? Am I trying to push the sect that I'm a part of? These are the questions I'm just trying to figure out. I'm just trying to find out. I'm trying to find out. Because when I look in the scriptures, y'all looking more like Pharisees than you are followers of Hamashiach. You look more like Pharisees. Because the Pharisees do the things that many of y'all doing. And that's on both sides. All that running around, sneaking and watching and going back to tell the council and all this other stuff. That's Pharisee stuff. And coming out asking questions that you already know the answer for, but you asking questions for the sole purpose of trying to trap folks. That's Pharisee action. Those are Pharisee tendencies. When you ask questions solely to set somebody up in a trap, that's Pharisee tendencies. That's Pharisee. Can a man divorce a wife for anything? Good master. We talking about deception. Deception is when people come to you nicely, ask you a question that they really don't want an answer for, just to try to put you in a trap to set you up, so they can remix it on a video. This is the foolishness that we talking about here. Notori, just inbox me. Just inbox me, sis. This is stuff that we talking about. Asking a question for the sole purpose of setting someone in a trap so you can put it on video to remix it to prove how much. That's Pharisee action. You are not a follower of Christ. Christ wouldn't do that type of stuff. You want to see him running around here. As a matter of fact, if his disciples even tried to come at him with that mess, he'd be like, man, you got too much work to be doing. And that's the problem. It is not a lot of people out here doing, they're not doing work. They doing the internet. It's a lot of people out here not doing the work. They just doing the internet. The internet is a great platform to show people, or to give people an opportunity to look greater than what they actually are. The internet became a great place for folks who fake. That's what the internet helps fake folk become famous. That's what the internet do. That's what the internet do. That's why people, life, day and time is on the internet. Life, day and time on the internet. You don't see the folk out here hardly doing nothing. But Christ was all about doing something. Hey, come over here. Let's do this. Let's do that. Well, with them Pharisees over there, we found some that wasn't rocking with us. They over there casting out devils in your name. they rocking with, they don't rock with us. See, he had to make sure that they weren't taking on Pharisee mindsets. YouTube isn't worried about what these folk doing over here. YouTube is worried about you haven't even grown spiritually. You need to make sure, because it's coming a time where you're gonna deny me. It's coming a time where y'all y'all gonna straight flip the script on me. But y'all running around here trying to worry about what they over there. They don't rock with us. They over there, they even using your name, but they don't roll with us. Christ like, so what? At one point in time, you didn't rock with me. At one point in time, you didn't rock. Nashayel, send me a friend request. Those of y'all that are on here watching the live, make sure y'all hit the notification button so y'all can get notified when I go live. Also, don't forget to subscribe to the YouTube channel. Just go on YouTube and put in the search engine BOOMCHURCH. All right? Put in the search engine BOOMCHURCH and subscribe. Hit the bell button so you can get notified when I post videos on YouTube or go live over there. You worried about talking about folks they ain't rocking with us. They ain't rocking with us. Do you understand what the body of Christ is about? The body of Hamashiach is about. Everybody ain't gonna rock in your circle. Everybody not gonna use the languages that you use. Everybody not gonna use the name that you use. Everybody ain't gonna use the same thing. They're not gonna mirror what you look like, because why? There are a specific group of people who are assigned to your congregation. There's a specific group of people who are assigned to your circle. Everybody ain't gonna roll like we roll at Boom. That's just the whole point. What's going on, Jamar? That everybody ain't gonna roll like we roll. And we ain't hating because you don't roll like us. Period. We're not hating because you don't roll like us. And we don't want you to roll like us. We want you to do what you do, because we gonna do what we do over here. We gonna do what we do. But at the same time, we're gonna make sure that we mirror the blueprint and the foundation that's laid. We got all this stuff going on, man. People are feeling hopeless, or people in sorrows. They trying to figure out what they're gonna do. They don't know what they're gonna do with this pandemic going on, with all this stuff with the coronavirus and all this other stuff. And y'all running around here worried about all this other stuff. Y'all still banging when the folk in your family, they need encouragement. Now is the perfect time. The Most High watching all y'all, man. Now is the perfect time when people are in this. This is the greatest time for evangelism. This is the greatest time to reveal things, to sit down with your family and friends and loved ones, to be able to show them this Bible so they can get this gospel. But if you too busy focus on all this other stuff, the Most High like, these folks, I ain't with none of these folks. I ain't with none of these folks. I'm not rocking with none of these folks over here. I'm not rocking with none of these folks. The people out here looking, trying to figure out where to go. And they look around, they looking at the church, they looking at everybody. The Israelites, they looking at everybody. And they like, man, what I don't see the light nowhere. I'm looking for the light. Me and my family trying to figure out what we gonna do, where we gonna go. I'm looking for a light. I'm looking for a beacon light. I'm looking for the lamp, and I can't see it. You know why? Because y'all done smothered it up with y'all foolishness. Shalom, everybody. Shalom, Ricky. Y'all done smothered up the light. There should be a light that's shining right now while people are worried, trying to figure out what they're going to do. People worry about their jobs. People love work, all this kind of stuff. People's faith is not secured, but y'all too busy worried about trying to make sure that y'all kingdoms or kingdoms don't go down. Let me tell you something. It ain't but one kingdom. Everything else that's not like that kingdom, it's going to fail, it's going to fall. You ain't got to expose it. You don't have to run around here and expose it. That's why you don't see me running around here talking about what the Christian pastor ain't doing. You don't see me running around here talking about what the Israelite camps ain't doing. You don't see me running around here like that. I'm trying to empower the people, man. I don't have time to worry about what they ain't doing. I need to make sure that I'm doing what I'm called to do to the utmost. I need to get 110% out of what I'm called to do. I don't have time to be looking at all these folks snooping and sneaking and doing backdoor endos and all this. I ain't got time for that stuff. People hurting out here. They need hope. These people out here need Yeshua. They need salvation. Y'all too busy worried about this other stuff, all this craziness y'all dealing with, man. All this stuff y'all talking and gang banging and talking all this crazy foolishness and what this person ain't doing. All y'all talking, yeah, the church closing. Yeah, hallelujah, the church is closing. The church ain't closing. The building is. Have we grasped that? The buildings are closing. People are also making a decision not to have church, but at the same time, the people make up the church. Once you understand that, it don't matter where we go. We can go in the park. We can go under the bridge. We can go wherever we gonna go. We still the body. And the sad, here's the sad part. The people that's running around here saying all that, they don't fellowship nowhere. That's the sad part. The people that's running around here, running their mouth, talking about, yeah, the church, hardly the most high shutting the church. Where do you fellowship? Let's ask that. Where do you fellowship? I hope you don't say online. I hope you don't say online. Where do you fellowship? That's the question we need to be asking. We need to make sure you ain't forsaking the gathering. Let's make sure of that. Because a whole lot of folk out here talking crazy. So we don't have to waste our time and energy trying to expose anybody. Let me tell y'all something, man. Even with the Kemetic community, they losing their mind because of this junk. I'm talking about, they talking about the black woman God. They talking about the Bible fake. They losing their mind. I'm sitting here looking at them. I'm trying to figure, they scared. The Kemetic community is scared. If people in the Kemetic community, they scared. They don't know what to do. They covering their face. I'm like, wait a minute, I thought you was God. I thought the black woman was God. I thought the black man this and all this other stuff. And you scared. The Bible fake and all this other stuff. The white man is the white man this and the white man that and all this other term, all this stuff. The Tamu and the Tom Ho and all this stuff. Talking about the white man and all this other stuff. And you running around here putting on the mask because the white man said it. You running around here putting on gloves because the white man said it. The white man is bad, so bad, but you following the white man. This is what I'm talking. This is why I say the Most High, he is perfect and he has great timing on exposing folks. And I'm looking at these Kemetic folk. I'm looking at the atheists. I'm looking at everybody. They all scared. But it ain't no God. The Bible fake. The Bible written by the white man and all this other stuff. But they run around here scared. Don't let it be you who say that you know him or you represent him and you just as scared as they are. You run around here in panic mode just like the Kemetic brother and the atheist. This is, I'm just trying to get y'all to understand. Listen, man, you don't have to expose anybody. Do your job. Your job is to preach the gospel, baptizing them, making disciples, and pointing them to the one who has salvation. That's all you got to do. That's all you got to do. 90% of your time, 95% of your time is worried about what somebody else doing. You got a problem. You're not a follower of Christ. You just a Pharisee in modern day time. So I want to say shalom to you all. I pray that this seed grows in you. Stop focusing on, some of y'all focus on your mama, mama, I done told you that. You done told your mama 100 times what she doing not right. And out of 100 times, she ain't changed yet. Maybe if you tell her and shut your mouth and pray for her, maybe the Most High will intervene. But because you in the way, the Most High, it ain't the devil got your mama ears closed. Maybe it's the Most High got your mama ears closed. Because guess what? As soon as she start changing, you going to be the first one to try to claim that you did it. This is what I'm saying. We have to understand this stuff, man. We have to really understand what is going on. Preach the gospel. Point them to the one who saves. You don't have to expose nobody. You don't have to do any of that. Point them to the one who has salvation. That is Christ. That's it. Get out of the way and let him handle this thing. You shouldn't be afraid anyway. In this day and time, your example and how you walked over the years should make somebody say, hey, man, I don't know which way to go, but I've been watching you. I've been following you. Such as, hey, can you pray for me? This should be, during this time where people are praying, this is the time of great evangelism. You should be able to just say, hey, listen, let me pray with you. And when you pray, you should pray that the Father gives them strength, that their faith not waver in the time in which they live. Because all that other stuff ain't gonna say, all that stuff ain't gonna help nobody. Let me tell you something. All them books, y'all, all them books that we got, because we collect great books about Black history and all this stuff and true history. That stuff is fine. But right now, where people need hope, this the only book. This the only book, salvation, through him, through Christ. This is the only book that's going to empower somebody. That's the only book. That's the only book. Pointing them to the one who shed his blood. That is the only book that's going to help someone in this day and age right now. All that other stuff, there's time for that. There'll be another time when you'll be able to teach them history and all that other stuff. They need to know where their hope lies. They need to know what that is. And this is a great time for evangelism. We ain't got time to be trying to expose people about what they're not doing and this, that, and point fingers at this. Because guess what? Guess what? You talking about how weak somebody else is. What about if hopelessness and sorrow hit your house? What you gonna do then? What are you gonna do then? What are you gonna do then? You'll start calling on all the names then. You thought, well, we don't say Jesus over here. When sorrows hit your house and it seems as though nothing ain't working, you'll call every name in the book to get somebody to answer. You'll call every name in the book. So what, again, you're not exempt from hope, from sorrows hitting your house. And this is why I be trying to tell y'all for over the years, grow spiritually. Make sure you praying and fasting, because these are the times that your prayer, your fasting, and you growing spiritually will help you survive. When other people who don't know which way to turn, your faith in these times will be the key and the antidote to cause them to be able to listen. They might have not listened no time before, but when folks catching hell, they gonna listen. They will listen when folk catching hell. So I pray that, man, y'all really got this understanding. I'm going to jump off of here. Like, share the video. Don't forget to subscribe to the YouTube channel, Boom Church, or It's Majors 1. All right. And don't forget also to, on this button, on the Facebook Live here, don't forget to hit the notification button. So when we go live, you'll be notified through the YouTube channel and through Facebook. I love all of y'all with the love of Christ, man. Y'all stay up. Y'all be blessed, man. And these are some great times that we're in, but people need hope, and you may be the one that may keep them from getting hopeless. When people are hopeless, people get desperate, and we don't need people being desperate. We need you to stay focused so you can point people to the one who saves. Until next time, shalom to you all. Blessings and grace to you.